Welcome to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and a perfect slice of sports heaven. The Little League World Series, where these youngsters from around the globe are living their best life.
Come together.
That's it, it's all over. The biggest upset in the history of Little League.
Complete game for Monet Davis.
A walk-on to go to the Little League World Series.
This is an experience that's a new moment,
That's a grand slam.
and the most fantastic dreams unfold.
Deep for Frazier. He's done it again.
Welcome to the wonder of the Little League World Series.
Another gorgeous day here in Williamsport. Here's how it works. 20 teams here in Williamsport. We crown a champion 2 Sundays from today. The age range, of course, 10-year-olds to 12-year-olds, and most of these are 12-year-olds. We got 6-inning games on a field that has 225-foot dimensions, and every player on every team plays in every game. Hard to remember a better first day at the Little League World Series than what we had yesterday. Omar Vargas smacked the grand slam and helped Panama combine on a no-hitter against the Czech Republic. Then Connor Curtis, the big lefty from Smithfield, Rhode Island, got 16 outs, and 15 of them were by way of the K. Hinata Uchigaki and Japan, they had a combined no-hitter as well in a 1-0 win over Cuba, and then another one-run game, Texas and DJ Jablotsky against the local team from Pennsylvania in front of a huge crowd. So 8 teams got started yesterday, 8 more today, and then the last 4 get going tomorrow in this double elimination format. We're on day 2 in the international bracket here at Volunteer Stadium, and we've got the team from Sydney, Australia, a rapidly growing country for Little League, against one of the absolute powerhouses of this event, Curaçao, the same Pabao Little League that seemingly always is one of the favorites. With that, we say hello and thanks for joining us alongside Eduardo Perez. Mike Monaco with you. Sebastian Salazar joins us in a moment. Let's talk about Curaçao. It's a country of about 150,000 people, yet no Little League in the world has won more games here than them.
It's rich in talent, that's for sure, and there's a lot of confidence going on with this team because of the experience that they've had in the past. In 2004, they were the world champs, and then you look at what's happened internationally. They continue to win this bracket. They know how to play in this bracket, and it comes down not only with the coaching experience, but also with the players. If you look at the 5 players that have been here already from the Pabao Little League, these kids have had 39 combined games and 74 plate appearances. The advantage goes to experience.
Incredible to have that much returning experience at this event 2 years in a row, and they go up against Australia. This Little League, a 3rd trip here all the way from Sydney.
And let's have some fun. I asked their coaches, I said, so what do you expect? He goes, my kids will be ready. And these kids are having a lot of fun. They traveled a long way. Might as well come here and represent.
Down to Sebastian Salazar.
Thanks, guys. Got Justin Jang and Jaden Jang here with me. The rare instance of brothers that actually get to play together here at the Little League World Series. Justin, what's it like playing with your brother on this team?
It's actually very cool because we're only the brothers in this whole tournament, and I'm not really nervous because my brother's here.
All right, so you guys actually haven't gotten to play a game yet, but you have been in Williamsport for a while. What's your favorite part of this experience so far?
Playing with other guys in the tournament, because it's pretty fun, because they speak other languages or do other stuff that we don't do, completely different to Australians culture.
Speaking of Australian culture, I gotta ask you guys about this Vegemite stuff. Some of your teammates keep telling me we gotta try it and we gotta try it on air. What do you think about Vegemite?
Disgusting.
Disgusting? All right, what about you?
Same as Justin, because it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's bad.
It's bad. All right, well, that sounds like a challenge for us later in the show. Guys, we send it back up to you.
Later in the show?
A challenge?
What?
Oh, no. It's day 2. Sounds like the food's arriving. 8 straight hours of Little League baseball right here. Don't go anywhere on ESPN. The Little League Baseball World Series on ESPN is presented by T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network. We told you 10 international teams here in Williamsport. They've had to come from far and wide, more than 40,000 miles traveled to descend on South Williamsport for the Little League World Series. Just about 10,000 of those miles, 9,800 of them, for this team from Sydney, the capital city of the state of New South Wales on the east coast of the country, and of course, the most populous city in Australia. Let's meet the team from Hills Little League.
My name's Zachary Martin and my favourite baseball player is Aaron Judge.
My name is Isaac Mann and my favourite food is a meat and potato pie.
My name is Jacob Sawyer and my favourite baseball team is the Miami Marlins.
Hi, I'm Hayden Salmon and my favourite baseball player is Mark Trout.
My name is Tom Hayhow and my favourite baseball player is Babe Ruth.
My name's Timothy Steele and my favourite food is lasagna.
My name's Harrison Goodwin and my favourite team is the San Diego Padres.
My name is Bo Stockdale and my favourite food is spaghetti bolognese.
My name is Jack Kramer and my favourite actor is Adam Sandler.
My name is Justin Jang and my favourite player is Max Clark.
My name is Jack Drummond and my favourite team is LA Dodgers.
My name is Jaden Jang and my favourite food is sushi.
My name is Adrian Jankowski and my favourite baseball player is Mike Trout.
There they are, Hills Little League making its third trip, as we said, to the Little League World Series, also here in 2016 and 2017. They go up against Helmer. He is brought to you by Dollar Car Rental as we meet the player. He is a big lefty at 5'10" on the bump.
He loves the cold weather, and that's why you see Norway right there. But look, this is extension. Lanky, long, projects beautifully on the mound, has great control, and can throw on both sides of the plate. They go really high on him. If he can give him 2 innings, and they can give every other kid experience, that's what Team Curaçao is looking for.
4 games yesterday on day 1. We showed you 2 combined no-hitters and a couple of other very well-pitched games as well. What does day 2 have in store here at the 76th Little League World Series? .5'10" against 4'10". Helmer to Zach Martin. And away we go. Extension means what for a pitcher?
The release point. Out front, you see the distance from the rubber to the plate, but because he's so long-legged and he's got very long arms, he's able to extend out front. Makes that 71, 70-mile-per-hour pitch actually get up on you a little bit more.
A Curaçao team representing the Caribbean region. Martin squares again, and that's a strike to make it 2-1. Helmer fires. 2-2 on Martin, whose dream job is to be a sports commentator for ESPN.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Slow it down.
Says he loves the stats aspect of sports, so he probably knows all about extension and percentiles. Sounds like he's locked into baseball savant.
Well, he's one of those kids also that he just likes to be everywhere. If he could play every position, get out of his way, he would do that as well.
He is making Helmer work in the first AB of the game. And Martin gets aboard on 6 pitches. It's a top in Australia lineup where, like everyone this year, we have a continuous batting order in Little League. So however many players are on your roster, you bat 1 through 11, through 12, 13, or even 14 like we saw yesterday.
I love it. I love it because this is all about the experience, right? You definitely want to win, but every kid now has the opportunity to get an at-bat and say that I participated in the game one way or another.
Brings up Tom Hayhow, the center fielder for Australia, at 4'11", 84 pounds.
Tight zone at the plate right now, and you can tell that now here's a little bit helped him out. Right there, Helmer on the mound, just showing a little bit of frustration early on, but I think it's the nerves, trying to be able to get that ball down and trying to find out exactly what the home plate umpire's zone is.
Our usual reminder on the strike zone here at this level, from the batter's armpits to the top of the knees when the batter's in a natural stance when they're swinging at a pitch. 2-1. It's a Curaçao team that, of course, we showed you went so far last year. International champs, lost in the title game to a dominant Hawaii team. And this Curaçao group feels like it has more depth in terms of pitching this year than it did last year. Helmer's 2-1. Cut on in this. And we might not see him go, it sounds like, the full length of this game.
Yeah, they have a lot of depth, and they have a lot of options, and what they want to do is try to get everyone's feet wet in first game. Now, don't take out Australia lightly. They're here for a reason.
Full count. Tom Hayhow is making Helmer work with Zach Martin already on via the walk. Payoff pitch. Fouled back.
How about these two hitters so far? Martin and Hayhow working counts. Both of them going 3-2, fouling off tough pitches.
It's a group that went 7-0 in the Australia region. This was back in early June in Gold Coast. Outscored their opponents 54-11 back in their home country. To punch a ticket here a couple of months later. A 7th pitch to Hayhow. And he fouls that one away.
And yesterday we saw the Cuba team play the outfield almost in a shift, where the right fielder was pretty much down the line with every right-handed hitter at the plate. The center fielder would be pretty much playing right center field. Right now they're playing straight up. They've moved a little bit towards the line. As we see Joshua Acosta in center field actually telling Deshaun Winkler, get towards the line a little bit more. Cheat that way. I've got you.
Trusting that velo from Helmer. Another 3-2 and another walk worked by Australia's offense. Zach Martin started it. Tom Hayhow joins him aboard. Doesn't feel like the misses have been huge.
They have not, but give a lot of credit to both hitters. They've worked the counts. They've swung at pitches that are in the zone. They've been able to lay off pitches out of the zone to give Stockdale a chance now with runners at first and second.
Hey, relax. Não passa. Bom? Babolha do Osama aqui. Nós estamos nos beisebol, mas não se está. Bom? Nós estamos com uma tira e bala de zona continuamente. Passa com o seguro. Bom? Pare,
Okay, what he said, no big deal. There's nothing wrong here. Now the pasa is what he said. Now, the other thing he said, you have to now throw pitches in the zone. You have to throw strikes. Get ahead of the count and work and trust yourself. Not bad for Papiamento, right?
Yeah, pretty good. I thought I had you at just 3 languages.
Well, I mean, it's a combination, if you look at it, between Portuguese, Spanish, a little bit also of English mixed in there. So,
well, here is Bo Stockdale, the shortstop in the 3 spot. And you were catching up with Andre Jones pregame.
Yeah. Okay, it's a buffet. It's a buffet of languages is what it is.
15 pitches deep. And now Stockdale bats. Coaching staff told us this guy's an all-around ball player. Starts it short, but he's also a pitcher. And obviously hits in the 3-hole as well. Brad Abel, the manager, said he can play. He's got 2 on with nobody out. Big swing from Stockdale, and it's 0-2.
Gentlemen, since we're talking Papiamento, we'll remember 2 Yuma from last year, right? That's like the vamos, like the let's go for this team. And we just saw interesting something in that pitching mound visit from Zeno Everett. There's another phrase that this team has been using as kind of a rallying cry. That's "Me ta gusta." I like it, and it is actually born. It originated here at the Little League World Series last year. It was in the 5th inning of the International Championship game. This Curaçao team was up 1-0 on the team from Chinese Taipei, but they were in a jam. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Zeno Everett visits the mound, and he tells the pitcher, "Me ta gusta." I like it, because now's the time when you're going to prove just how good you are. They got out of that jam, ended up top spot in the international bracket, and now it's their rallying cry. Whenever they get in a pickle, "Me ta gusta."
Well, it worked well there, Bass, for Helmer to strike out Stockdale for a much-needed first out here in the first. Now the cleanup man, Jacob Sawyer, third baseman for Australia. Nineteenth pitch of the inning is in for a strike. Jacob Sawyer is superstitious. He told us he packs and repacks his bag 3 times before a game. Started out because originally he just wanted to double check and triple check that he had everything, but then it became superstition and he's had to stick with it.
Oh boy, I hope I don't start that one. Be in for some long weekends.
I'm lucky if I pack the bag properly. 1-2. That is strike 3 calls. Zeno Everett's mound visit has paid off. A couple of Ks.
Me ta gusta. It looks like it's working right there to perfection. And that visit actually changed the demeanor of his pitcher on the mound. Beautiful location in the outside corner. And it is an angle and good velocity, great form that he has in his delivery.
So it's up to Jet Kramer for Australia. And Kramer takes a strike to the glove side to start out with 2 aboard.
You see Jet's look right there. Back and say, how do you want me to hit that? Left on left, outside corner?
Yeah, basically starts behind him from the lefty's arm angle. Another foul, and it's 0-2 on Kramer.
A lot of resemblance to Aroldis Chapman, not only with the arm slot, the delivery, but also on the landing. Square to the hitter once he delivers the pitch.
The big 5'10" lefty 0-2. Ooh, just misses, and it's a ball and 2 strikes on Jet Kramer. Jet just turned 12 years old in June. With 2 aboard and 2 out in the first. Strike 3 called. Helmer looking like Aroldis Chapman indeed. Strikes out 3 in a row. About 2,100 miles from Williamsport, Curaçao to Williamsport. Williamsport, the capital of Curaçao, and assistant coach Rengamar Rapp says it's always sunny and we have white, sandy beaches. And boy, they have produced a ton of fantastic big leaguers. Mentioned Andrew Jones, Kenley Jansen, Ozzie Albies, Jurickson Profar, Jonathan Scope. The list goes on for this group from Pabao Little League. Let's meet this year's team at the Little League World Series.
Mi nombre es J.V. Felicia, vengo favorito de Ozzie Albies.
Mi nombre es Joshua Cosa, mi atleta favorito es Cristiano Ronaldo.
Mi nombre es Richard Winkler y mi comida favorita es hamburger.
Mi nombre es Alexander Pavase Roach y mi comida favorito es pizza.
Mi nombre es Omar Sofia Cubas y mi jogador favorito es Jurickson Profar.
Mi nombre es Gilles Will y mi jogador favorito es Manny Machado.
Mi nombre es Sean Cerveri y mi actor favorito es Tom Cruise.
Mi nombre es Nasir Eloisais y mi actor favorito es Kevin Hart.
Mi nombre es Nathan Hart, mi actor favorito es Martin Lawrence. Mi nombre es Helmi Relmeyer, mi cantor favorito es Danielo.
Mi nombre es Juan Ramón Ferreras y mi actor favorito es Dr. Rock.
Mi nome é Jaden Lawrence Martin e meu jogador favorito é Young Martin.
There they are from Pabao Little League. This Little League's 11th trip to the Little League World Series, second most all time, and of course coming off that trip to the finals last year. Starting pitcher for Australia is Adrian Jankelowski. Steps on the bump here in the bottom of the first.
He's got to deal with experience. Top 5 guys in this lineup all have been here before, and they have something to prove.
He is a strike throwing machine, and against one of those returners, pumps in strike one to Alexander Provasia. Out of the stretch all the way. There's the off speed, and it's 0-2.
In the meantime, the defense and outfield all straight up.
And we got another shortstop who's in the outfield grass like we saw the Japanese team do yesterday.
Usually we'll see those best arms, best all-around athletes playing shortstop or on the mound, and really good range during infield. Tim Kurchin always told me, he said, watch the little leaguers play infield.
On drive center field, and it drops in front of Tom Hayhow. Alexander Provasia is aboard for Curaçao here in the first.
Provasia last year, 11 at-bats, 2 hits, already halfway there.
And he sets the table in front of one of the returning stars of the entire event last year. He's back again and is the leader of this team, Jadlin Wheel. Last year, Jadlin had 5 hits, tied for second most on this Williamsport team. And he also pitched almost 11 innings as well and only gave up 1 hit. Here he is for the first time this year, and he goes first pitch swinging past both. Stockdale into center. Provasia goes first to third, Wheel to second, and Curaçao's cooking in the first.
I'll tell you this, the IQ is unbelievable right there in the bases, and this is where Curaçao can really play well. Throw goes to the cutoff. Jadlin Wheel ends up going to second base, no hesitation whatsoever. They run with their heads up. They see exactly what's going on. As the throw goes to third, Wheel ends up going to second. 3 point out of 10 on the slide.
To slide or not to slide? That is the question.
Yep.
Alexander Provasia, no worse for the wear. And a couple singles for Curaçao here in the first.
And no coincidence that both singles up the middle.
Brings up Deshaun Winkler, who is 2 inches taller than he was last year. Now he's 5'6". He's also put on 18 pounds since last year.
Okay, infielders actually playing halfway with runners at second and third, no outs. Deshaun has some pop. Interesting that they're going to gamble early to play the infield halfway instead of playing back and just playing for 1 run instead of risking 2.
You're saying with his pop coming in halfway, it could even get past him more easily.
Exit velocity comes down on the ground. It's hard to react if he is able to barrel it on the ground.
Deshaun had a home run in regionals. He said he's way less nervous than he was last year. Strikes out, and there's 1 gone. Good job by Jankowski bearing down, and there's 1 away.
Gets ahead with fastballs up, and then all of a sudden right here, throws that little spinner, stays up, but ends up swinging right under it for strike 3.
Helmer had to work around some traffic in the top half of this first, and now Australia facing the same. Shamar Jacobus, first pitch swinging, and he pops it up toward Justin Jang on the right side of the infield with his brother, as Sebastian introduced you to them. 2 away very quickly.
How about both pitchers allowing the first 2 hitters to get on base. A little bit more pressure here because runners at second and third. And Curaçao has not been able to capitalize on these two runners in scoring position with their 3 and 4 hole hitters.
So it's up to Joshua Acosta. Another one of those 5 returners, as we told you, all in the top 5 spots in the lineup. And Jankowski, strike thrower, starts out with strike 1.
Favorite team, the San Diego Padres. He's a switch hitter.
We do not see a lot of those here in Williamsport. Just want to clip the catcher, Isaac Meehan.
That one hurt, guys. That's why you see a lot of the big leaguers wear a protector that goes from the mitt, attached on the mitt, to the wrist. There's no protection there for him, and that cleanly hits him right on bone.
Meehan ready for the 0-2 from Jankowski, who gets out of the first. We got some arms comfortable with foot traffic on the base paths.
You put them on, the pitchers will mow them down. Great job by both in the first inning.
Back at the Little League Baseball World Series, presented by T-Mobile, and this team from Sydney. A lot of stars from Sydney. Iggy Azalea was born there, so was Hugh Jackman, Russell Crowe, and Nicole Kidman were raised there. Did you know that? Mel Gibson, he moved to Sydney.
Yeah.
He was this age, 12 years old.
Did not know that.
This is the road to Williamsport, all the way from Sydney for this group. 7-0 in the region tournament, and they defeated mighty Brisbane North. Brisbane had been here last year in a 1-run game in the region final.
I will say this, though. What they proved right there in the bottom half of the first inning is the reason that they're here is they're able to pitch, they're able to defend, and get out of jams. And in order to be here at Williamsport, you need to have all those tools.
They brought some company in the dugout as well, as Isaac Meehan, the catcher, leads off in a scoreless second against Helmir. So Zach Martin, who's the leadoff hitter for Australia, he's got 2 stuffed animal kangaroos, and apparently he takes them with him everywhere he goes. He shares them with his teammates, so they will all take turns holding the animals, and they'll have them in the dugout. And earlier this summer, when they'd hit home runs, they run out with the animals during their celebrations. Props were apparently encouraged. 1-1.
Mike, let me follow up there because I got some well-placed sources within the Australian delegation. Now, the big fella, the classic one, is Keiru, and that's what you always see the teams from Australia bring. But this group brought a little bit of extra luck with them, and that's the duo there that you see there. That's Gaza and Baza. So it's Harrison Goodwin and Adrian Jankowski that are kind of the responsible ones for making sure that these kangaroos get to where they need to be, where these good luck charms get to where they need to be. It's information, guys, that you didn't know you needed from somebody who shockingly does not yet have an Edward R. Murrow Award.
Which one's Gaza?
Drama builds, 2-2.
Yeah.
This is full count on me. And do we know which one Gaza is as opposed to Baza?
And that's why, guys, I don't have the Edward R. Murrow yet. I'm going to hustle down and figure that out. Thank you.
You're welcome. Name tags, please. That's awesome.
Would love to put a pedometer on that man the entire Little League World Series.
Here comes the 3-2. Foul back. More good ABs from these Australia bats.
Third 3-2 so far in this game. They continue to raise that pitch count. 31 right now and counting.
This is the catcher. You saw a fan of Yachty. Foul again. You love that, huh?
That reminds me of my childhood right there. That was Pete Rose at his best. 3-2, just fouling off a pitch, not letting the umpire make the call. Fouling off tough pitches. Now, all we've seen so far from Helmir on the mound is the fastball. We haven't seen any off-speed pitch. We haven't seen the slider. It's been heater after heater. Watch this right here. Too close. Ay, por si acaso, just in case.
We had Helmir at 68 miles an hour or so in the first. Look at this. I mean, this is now going to be a 9-pitch at least at bat. There was an 8-pitch AB in the first against Helmir. Look out. We save a few thousand in the budget. 3-2 on the ground and a comebacker. No shame in that. 9 pitches won by Helmir. Hey, more than 50,000 Little League volunteers have completed the Little League Diamond Leader Training Program. It provides an immersive experience that equips coaches and volunteers with the tools needed to provide an impactful and enjoyable experience to all Little Leaguers. Learn more at littleleague.org/Diamond Leader. One gone. Here's Jaden Jang. So neat hearing the experience, even just to get to this point, from Jaden and Justin with Sebastian pregame, and Jaden saying, seeing kids from other teams do things that we just don't have in our culture in Australia.
And I believe that's what it's all about. I mean, these kids, not only do they compete between the lines here, but they also spend a lot of time together, and they get to trade off a lot of ideas and from their cultures and experiences. And I think this is what is so unique about this tournament.
Jaden is well versed in all things baseball as well. He said his favorite baseball player you might have seen is Max Clark, an 18-year-old from Indiana who you might know is the 3rd overall pick of the Tigers this summer. It sounds like Jaden Jang's coming for Kylie McDaniel's job. 2-1, 3-1.
Guys, I know we've been talking a lot about languages here, but Jaden actually speaks a little bit of Japanese, and what he was telling me before the game was that one of his favorite parts is being able to specifically link up with the Japanese team and be kind of the guy who's communicating with them. So I know he's really embraced that role up in the Grove.
Yeah, their parents are from Korea, so they are well versed and knowledgeable about a bunch of cultures.
I got a little trivia for you, buddy.
Hit me.
What count is it?
3-2. 3-2 again for a 4th time?
3-2 for the 4th time. They continue to just grind out at-bats.
This will already be the 40th pitch from Helmir. Fouled back again.
By the way, that right there was a beautiful swing. Just the follow through. Okay, he fouls it back. But the balance that he has in this swing, we always admire balls that are hit out of the ballpark or base hits, but that foul ball perfectly executed when it comes to the swing path and everything. Yeah, he fouled it back, but he's still grinding this at bat.
Another 3-2. Strike 3 calls. 5 outs for Helmir, and 4 of them via the strikeout.
Looks like Helmir did not like that I broke down that swing and decided to just take some off and hit the top part of the zone with it. Freezes Jaden.
And you're right, it's been a steady stream of fastballs from him. Well, he's got 2 outs. The ground out and then the strikeout. And now Tamati Steely bats. His father Joe made the long trip in attendance watching his son Tamati.
I mean, this is a family experience, and if the parents can and are willing to make the trek, it's phenomenal.
Ball at a strike as Joe looks on, a proud papa.
1-1.
Tamati is one of the fastest players on the team. Assistant coach Scott Wright said he really likes to run the bases. He's got a good eye at the plate, too. Ball and 2 strikes on him. A grinded out offensive approach from Australia. 1-2.
They continue to just foul pitches with 2 strikes. A lot of work. 45 pitches into this one. They shorten it up.
1-2.
It fouled off 12 pitches from Helmer. 1-2 again. Away.
You have to look at and respect what Curaçao has done to be able to get here and represent the Caribbean. They were able to beat Aruba. They were able to go out, then beat Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and they did it basically pretty easy.
Yeah.
And now they're here, and Australia is giving them
everything it can handle.
Absolutely.
And in particular, Helmer. He does go 1-2-3, hard earned in the second.
What do you remember most about last year in the championship?
The day before, my coach told me that I was gonna pitch, and I was so happy I couldn't sleep. It didn't go so well.
Parador at the wall. It's gone. Angel back to back with Pionol. Hawaii wins the World Championship again.
I even cried.
Really? You don't cry very often. You've got guys that you work with year round. You've got guys you worked with obviously year after year. What do these kids mean to you as a coach?
It's special. It's not easy to come 2 years in a row. We have some guys that were hitting bombs.
Out the field, maybe we get mad at each other, we fight and stuff.
Really? But on the field?
But on the field, we're very serious to win.
Outside, we can fight, we can say stuff to each other, but in the field, we're united.
I told them last year, I knew we were gonna come again this year. So I told them that we were gonna play against them and I wanna pitch.
My expectations for this year is to win the championship.
That's pretty cool for a team that, again, brings back 5 guys from being here last year and a little league within the country of Curaçao that's now been here 11 times.
And the don't forget mentality, that is the competitor in all of them. And you can hear it, you can feel it. And having a taste of what Williamsport is all about, it's magical for a lot of these kids.
Zino Everett, the manager who you saw for Curaçao, he told us that last year's returning players have been talking about getting back here since right when they lost last year, the end of the tournament, almost 365 days ago. That's been on their mind.
Speaking of last year, the kid at the plate right now was here last year, but he wasn't on the roster. And he was just a reserve, came in as a fan. And now he's at the plate, seeing his 3rd pitch of the Little League World Series.
And hitting one hard to third. Sean Cerveri smoked it. Jacob Sawyer scooped it, but Cerveri reaches. Popped out of the mid of Jaden Jang, trying to make a great play over at first. And hopefully Cerveri's all right.
Yeah, it seems like he's bothered right there by the right knee. Watch here as he tries to avoid and steps on the bag.
Good to see. It does look like Sean Cerveri is okay. Yeah, you mentioned he's here last year, but just watching. Had an arm injury at one point last summer as well. And now healthy and on the base pads for Curaçao. Well, he's on for Nasir El Osais. So my dream was always to play here, since I've been playing when I was 4 years young.
Just think about being in that island and growing up and understanding that there is a path. to be able to get here. And the kids from Curaçao and the programs that they have there in Curaçao have allowed them to understand how important it is and how to get here. Through a lot of work, a lot of practice, a lot of competition.
Popped up foul.
So baseball there in Little League is divided into 3 sectors. You have the North, the Central, and in this case, the West. And the West has really dominated as of late when it comes to representing Curaçao in the Little Leagues. Pabao Little League.
1-2 from Adrian Jankowski, and that is bounced. Fair, they say. No, now the home plate umpire has signaled it foul. Well, you know, it's real neat thinking of how much of a power it is. Ildeon Martinez, one of the assistant coaches, and he's talking about that. Look at the bounce on this first.
Yeah, watch the bounce on this, and you're hoping that the first base umpire, because it passes the bag, if he's going to call it or not, he has to stay on the line. Instead, he went off the line and never made the call. So home plate umpire ended up making the call for him.
Stepped in.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's Ildeon Martinez. He tells the players at the Little League level, if you want to feel what the majors are like, you have to start in Williamsport first. How powerful is that?
That's very powerful, and understanding and respecting the ones that came before you. I think that's what baseball in Curaçao means to a lot of the players there that have been able to play not only at the major league level, representing them professionally and internationally.
(3-2) on the ground, foul at Zino Everett.
Showing some moves over there at third base, right? A little bit of the splits.
Rarely does he stand still.
Hey, don't throw it. Don't throw it, really. Just give.
He's a joy to watch. 3-2 again, and Nasir Elosais works the walk against Jankowski. And so there's 2 on again with nobody out for Curaçao. Hey, speaking of major leaguers, this is our complex here, of course. Labadie and Volunteer, and then 7 miles away or so, Bowman Field, the site for this week's Sunday Night Baseball, the 6th annual MLB Little League Classic. It's the series finale between the Phillies and Nats, 7 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes KidsCast on E2. Nathan Nahr trying to bunt with 2 on and no one out.
Yeah, Nathan actually, really good fundamentals, actually moved up in the plate to give himself more of an opportunity, closer to Adrian Jankowski, showing bunt, back foot even with the plate.
Yet bunted foul, 0-2.
Tried to bunt a pitch out of the zone and stabbed at it. Now he's 0-2. Now he should move back towards the catcher, give himself an opportunity. And there he goes.
Farther back in the box.
Farther back in the box. Now he's swinging that bat. Oh, you got to get hit by that.
Got to wear it?
Oh, you have to wear it right there. Curveball coming at you, 0-2.
Nathan just jumped out of the way. Jankowski's 1-2 is down. 2-2 the count on the Curaçao catcher. Really wants to meet Salvador Perez. Says because he's a great catcher and I look up to him. And Nathan's been a big piece of this Curaçao team this year.
Good swing. So he's worked the count 2-2. I was trying to get that Rudy Stein moment out of him, 0-2. Instead, he's worked it. 2-2, fouling off a fastball there.
What's the Rudy moment?
Rudy Stein?
Yeah.
Hit by pitch. Don't remember, get closer on the plate. Get hit. Bad news Bears. Come on now. Is that way ahead of your time?
No. That's in my wheelhouse.
Is it?
Someone asked me just the other day, have you seen it? I said, come on. Apparently not. Throw to third after the strikeout, and in safely is Sean Cerveri. Sliding in with that dirt ball read, and out 2 in scoring position again for Curaçao.
Good heads-up ramming right there. You get the strikeout, but one way or another, at least the hitters are able to move up. The runners are able to move up on the bases.
So Cerveri at third, Nasir Elosais at second, and Jaden Lorenz Marti, the first baseman, now bats. Fouls off the first one.
So Adrian Jankowski, he's been here before. He was here just the last inning, right? Runners at second and third, 1 out. Last time it was with no outs, 1 out, then 2, and he was able to get out of that inning with the heart of the order up.
And he's ahead, 0-2 here.
Jaden pulling off the ball a little bit. You can see from our angle trying to just hit it to left when the success has been up the middle.
Jankowski pulls the string and gets back-to-back strikeouts. He's got 4 of them now.
And when he gets in trouble, this is the pitch he goes to. And it's worked for him so far in this game. An inning and 2/3 of work. Goes to the breaking pitch, starts middle, and then just breaks away and just right off the bat for Jaden.
So he's got 2 down and now faces his counterpart, Helmir Helmer. Hard-throwing left-hander. Trying to come through in a scoreless second. 1-1 and a good stop back there by Isaac Meehan.
Great arm action on that breaking pitch. See the grip right there, stays on top, 12-6. Nice block by Isaac behind the plate.
This one to the backstop, and Cerveri scores, and Curaçao leads.
Overthrew it a little bit, went glove side, down and in. And after a really good block by Isaac, can't handle that fastball.
Elosais moved up to third, and so he's 60 feet away with the count 2-1 on Helmir Helmer. Backdoor for a called strike. Two and two the count, and Jankowski trying to limit the damage. Struck him out. Jankowski puts the sword in the holster after the K, sheathing that. Fan 3 in a row. Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series, presented by T-Mobile. 4 more games today on day 2 in Williamsport. The last 3 look like this: Washington and Maine, Chinese Taipei, always a power here, against Canada, the team from Regina, and then Ohio and El Segundo, California.
What a great place.
He's Eduardo Perez. Sebastian Salazar is looking for his Murrow Award. I'm Mike Monaco, our entire crew behind the scenes. And Helmir Helmer back to work. He faces Adrian Jankowski, who had the celebration after he struck out Helmer. Now in the 3rd. Favorite athlete, Mike Trout. Favorite actor, Adam Sandler. Adrian is a big fan of Happy Gilmore. It's his favorite movie. Says he watched it on the way here to Williamsport. Would love to meet Adam Sandler. Why? So he can get a picture of him and put it on Instagram.
Loved Happy Gilmore. All in with him on that one.
My finger hurts. Now your back's going to hurt. You just pulled landscaping. Cut and a miss, 1-2. Is this going to the pitching ninja?
I don't know. You have to be careful what you wish for. That's 3 of them right there. Then you lead off the inning and you have a 1-2 count. And this is a guy you struck out.
And Helmer. No holster for him. One away to Sebi.
Hey guys, down here near the Australian parents, they're going wild. About 35, 40 of them made the trip. And what a trip it was. They spent almost 26, 27 hours in transit. Flight from Sydney to Los Angeles, then to New York, then the bus here to Williamsport. If you want to know what the best part of it all is, it's not the baseball. It's how much school these Aussie kids are missing. They're in the middle of their 3rd term. They're going to miss 3 weeks of school. Kids obviously aren't bothered by it, but as you can see, the parents not really bothered by it as well.
Works out pretty well.
It's great. Are you kidding me?
They do like 10 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and on. And the layout of the schedule. And so this is well timed for the team from Sydney.
Not mistaken, it's winter there now, right?
Believe so. Batter here is Hayden Salmon. Now, he said his favorite player is not Tim Salmon, different angel, Mike Trout, different fish, Mike Trout.
Oh, where's Tim Kirchin when you need him?
2-1. Albert wanted that.
And you can see the demonstration on the mound, too. Not happy with it. He has to control those emotions, understanding what's at stake here.
Is 2-1 to Salmon.
Oh.
Helmer's 3-1. And Hayden Salmon works a 1-out walk. And Australia's got its 3rd base runner of the ball game. All of them via the walk so far.
Hey, 1 out.
And yeah, they're preaching patience. Brings up Harry Goodwin. Ball 1 to Harry, whose special talent is cooking.
Yeah, and really interesting here, though, for HH, that's his nickname on the mound, is both last 2 pitches have been glove side misses. He hasn't missed glove side the entire game.
Yeah, felt like he'd been working away, trying to grab that outside corner to righties.
And as soon as it was not given to him, then he's like, okay, let me try the inside part. But he's not really locating well on that side. He has to stay outside and just not let the umpire get to him.
1-1. Fouled away. HH is a big fan of Kenley Jansen, of course, the pride of Curaçao as well.
Yeah. I like this. He's taking his time right now behind the mound, reassessing what he has to do. Now, the velocity's been around 68, 69, but because of that extension out there, there's a thing called perceived velocity. And that right there is the difference between that 68 looking like a 68 and more like a 72 to 3 mile per hour pitch.
Strike 3 called. 7th strikeout.
Well, the common denominator so far in this game has been both pitchers making pitches when they need it. When runners have been on base, they've been able to get that strikeout, either by the swing and miss or by looking. And this time it was up in the zone, getting the call on the top part for strike 3.
So there's 2 down, and it brings up 4'10" Justin Jang. just turned 11 years old, a little over 2 weeks ago, and his nickname is K-Pop. Told you about his parents from Korea.
Oh, get out in front of it.
Love it.
Oh, yeah. Scissor kick it. Keeping that bad head in the zone. I mean, you talk about putting every ounce of his body into that swing.
Coaches say he's super outgoing, one of the most popular guys on the team. Good contact hitter as well. He's made contact with a couple, going up there aggressively against Helmer.
Well, you better have a strong personality if you're going to deal with all the other kids being older than you.
And with big brother on the team as well. Man aboard for Australia, down a run in the third. 0-2. There was the time at the national tournament where catcher Isaac Meehan was working with Justin Jang, and Jang was pitching, and Jang's been teaching Isaac Meehan some Korean. And at one point, Justin Jang threw 6 balls in a row on the mound. So Isaac Meehan went out to the mound, said one of the Korean phrases that K-Pop, Justin here, had been teaching his teammates, and it calmed them down. They both laughed about it, and Jang threw a bunch of strikes and got out of the inning. Takes there and taken off. Hayden Salmon moves into scoring position. Second time Australia's had a man there against Helmer.
Keep putting the pressure and expecting the defense to make a mistake.
Helmer's 1-2 pitch. And Jang takes, and more patience from this offense. I mean, you talk about sticking to an approach team-wide. Australia's done that offensively. Helmer to Jang. Full count yet again.
This time 3-2, 2 outs, 5th time in the game.
Sino Everett with some words from the dugout to his big arm starting pitcher. Payoff to Jang, who stays alive.
Tell you what, the hand-eye coordination, great right here. As it continues to just fall off, foul pitch after pitch. 17th foul so far for Team Australia. 67 pitches for Double H on the mound.
One time through a lineup, which is 12 deep for Australia. They have made him work at every turn. This will see a 9th pitch on an 18th foul. Young Justin loves the moment. He said, it's been my dream to play in the Little League World Series, and I'm looking forward to playing in front of that big crowd. He's on center stage right now with a man in scoring position. The 9th pitch. Fouled away.
All right, a little math here. Mrs. Morales, my algebra teacher, would be very happy with me right now. 5.75 pitches per at-bat. All right, that's what it is right now. You have 69 pitches so far in this game. I mean, this is double stress. You don't have one child in the lineup, you have 2.
They look as focused as Justin does in the box. Here comes the 10th pitch. Jang on a line, center field base hit. Salmon is stopped at third. They throw back and don't get him. And how about K-Pop?
What an at-bat.
Hey, boy. Crack in the back.
I mean, K-Pop just doing it. Fouling pitch after pitch, laying off pitches out of the zone. Works the count again to 3-2, and on the 10th pitch of the at-bat, this is what he does. Pitch out over the plate, puts barrel on it, and gets it right past Alexander Provalia, who is actually their Gold Glover at second base.
And here comes Zino Everett.
In the ball. Come on. Right, no.
Curaçao will make the move. Australia threatens in the third in Williamsport. Little League Baseball World Series is presented by T-Mobile as we welcome you back to Volunteer Stadium after one of the ABs of the tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, what he was able to do right there, Justin, to move a runner, just the base hit, beautifully done. Continuing the battle pitch after pitch, not trying to do too much with 2 strikes. That is why the grind for this Australia team and the belief that they have top to bottom in this lineup.
And he makes big brother Jaden, no doubt, pretty proud of the effort there. And it sets up a big opportunity for Australia. Down a run on day 2 at the Little League World Series. And they force Helmer out of the game. And Curaçao turns to another one of the returners from last year's runner-up team, Joshua Acosta, who did pitch here for 3 innings last year as well. And Joshua has said last year was a great learning experience for him. But he feels a lot more prepared this year.
Yeah, great learning experience for him. He allowed 3 hits and 4 runs, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, and 2 hit by pitches. Now a year more into this, a year mature, the experience is there. Let's see how he reacts with runs at first and third.
He faces the leadoff man for Australia, Zach Martin. This one bounces away. Salmon darts to the plate, and we're tied.
Great base running there by Salmon, recognizing that the ball gets past the catcher, and because of it, does not look like a fish out of water, ends up scoring, and now you got another runner in scoring position at second.
Subtle. Real subtle.
Thank you.
Now on the ground from Martin to Wheel, who circles. Didn't get him. They say that Marty was off the bag, so Justin Jang goes to third. We'll see if Curaçao wants a look at this. Jadlin Will certainly does himself.
Jadlin Will showing the athleticism here, going to his right, throwing off that right foot, and he thinks the runner's out first. Now, did he have the foot on the bag or not? From this angle, tough to tell.
So Martin reaches, and they're at the corners for Tom Hayhow on a line to left, and a diving catch by Felicia.
Just inserted in the game in left field, and Felicia makes everybody Felice in left field. What a play. It's your time.
Vargas in the air, to the wall, and a fly.
Oh my! My man just went up top to dead center.
Strike 3, 15 strikeouts in a masterful performance.
At the 76th Little League World Series didn't disappoint. And how about in the entirety of this event, only the 6th time where we're in Narnia.
Yeah, and maybe he knows something that we don't know, because Jankowski so far has been throwing strikes, and he's been getting the strikeouts when he needs them.
Half dozen Ks for the Australian starter, now pitching after his team tied it up. Javery Felicia, who made that great catch.
Great catch he made in left field, and now he gets his first at bat. He's an impact catch for Curaçao.
And you mentioned it, he had just come into the ball game after the pitching change, and on the third pitch, once he was in.
You have to love it. He's in the game. He understands what he has to do out there after being on the bench, pretty much watching, because he hasn't even gotten an at-bat until now. So this is preparation that Team Curaçao has been able to get all their kids and understanding what their roles are on this team. And look, favorite baseball player who's always in the game, Ozzy Albies.
Javery lines one over second into right center. Smallest player on the team, the coaching staff says, and the youngest player on the team coming through in a big way.
Big time. Both hitters at the bottom of the lineup have been able to get big hits, and both have been up the middle. And for Team Curaçao, this is actually their third hit of the game, and the third hit, all hits have been up the middle for the team. So that could be the common denominator. The top part of the lineup comes up to hit now.
The first two came from these next two guys, starting with Alexander Provacio. Gets hit by a pitch, and he's firing up his dugout because, again, Curaçao has two on, and now their biggest star comes to the plate in Jadlyn Will.
This is where you have to be able to control your emotions if you're Jadlyn. Not try to pull the ball. Stay to your game, which has been up the middle the entire time. In the meantime, Jakowski again with runners on base, trying to get out of another jam.
Let's go down to Sebastian.
Hey guys, tense moment here. We got Jadlyn Wheel and his dad, Reynard. My man, you're bigger than you were last year. So is your son. How's it feel to be back?
It feels nice to be back. My son is happy to be back, and I'm happy too to be back.
You told me he's a different player this year. What did you mean by that?
Like,
it's okay. It's okay. He'll be back.
It's okay. We will be back. He's a different player this year. Like a lot bigger, more power. Like more focus.
Yeah. Tell me about this team, man. Tell me about this team. How did they make it back here?
We have a nice team. We have a good team, but only right now we have to bet a little more so we can win this game.
All right, there he is, Reynard, Jadlyn's dad. Guys, back up to you.
Yeah, they're training together. They're hitting the weight room together.
I'll tell you right now, Adrian Jakowski made two unbelievable pitches. Started him off with a breaking pitch, made him look soft, and then went fastball hard in, and that's why he ended up getting jammed.
Just outside to the three-hitter, Deshaun Winklar.
Add and subtract.
That's what Jankowski does. Brad Abel, the manager for Australia, says he knows his role on the mound, and he succeeds at it. In the national title game in Australia, Adrian pitched all 6 innings, and then he handled the final play of the game on a comebacker to win it and punch a ticket here to Williamsport. 2 on, 2 out, 2-1. Subtracts there, and it's 2-2.
Winklar hit a big home run in the regionals. Now with 2 strikes, trying to not strike out for the second time, and his counterpart trying to get him for the second time.
Jankowski's 2-2. Full count, and Meehan will look Felicia back to second.
I'll tell you right now, as a hitter, you are praying that the home plate umpire does not call that, because he had him buckled. No chance to be able to swing the bat once you lose your legs.
3-2 pitch. Caught out and missed. Jankowski does it again. A Houdini act again for the right-hander. We've had runners at third on pitches to the backstop who have come in for the run on each side. Australia bats in the fourth with 3, 4, and 5, starting with Bo Stockdale, who bounces it to the Gold Glover Alexander Provasia for the first out for Joshua Acosta.
And that's what Provasia provides on defense. It's the footwork. Ground ball hit to him. Those feet are always moving. You see the shuffle right there. The head stays down. The follow through. Beautifully done.
Last year, Curaçao dazzled defensively. So many huge plays they made on the run to the championship game against Hawaii. It's the cleanup man, Jacob Sawyer, batting for his second time. Coaching staff has raved about how much Jacob has improved over the course of the last year. His hitting and his fielding as well. They always thought that he could grow into a real quality player. Now he's their cleanup man.
Keeping everything down. We saw a play that he made at third base. Ball sailed on him, but still the hands were there.
He's worked it into a 3-0 from Joshua Acosta. Came out of the pen last inning. On the ground, off the glove, and past Provasia off the ricochet. So Sawyer's on with 1 out for Australia here in the fourth inning of a tie game.
Third hit of the game for Team Australia, and they're able to just continue to put the ball in play. Defensively, they were lined up perfectly right there if he does not put that glove in there.
So brings up Jet Creamer in the 5 spot for a second time, and he stings one at wheel on a backhand from a knee. The turn, not in time as Creamer stays out at 2, and that was nearly a double play.
That right there was just beauty, and again, I'm impressed with the footwork. Jalen at shortstop, he ends up having to scoot a little bit towards his left before he goes right. From the knee, makes a perfect feed to Provasia, and the turn at second. Nicely done, not in time, but still. The footwork, the hands, the quick hands, all there. By the way, they gave that an error on the one that I thought was a hit off the glove. Might have to be revised.
We got to give it to Jacob.
You can't. That's a tough error right there.
So man aboard for Isaac Meehan. Australia's catcher, it was first time, had one of those 5 full counts from Australia hitters. He had a 9-pitch battle before the ground out against Helmir Helmer.
1-1.
Isaac's a really confident kid. Coaching staff said that he knows he's the #1 catcher, and he acts like it. He directs traffic. Well, the middle infield handles everything for Curaçao in the Australia fourth. We got a good one down to the wire.
Okay, Brooksy, you ready? Warm-up's over. Winner takes home the Rubik's Cube.
No, we're playing for swaggin.
We're playing for swaggin? I don't know if ESPN's gonna like that. All right, Brooksy, what is this I hear about you as a 3-year-old earning $75 on tips?
It was karaoke night. Everyone was tipping me. I was saying, don't stop believing.
Brooksy, good luck.
You're gonna need it.
Oh, dear me. What about those blonde locks, man? Look, you look like a California surf dude.
I've been growing them out since January. I actually got a haircut 2 weeks ago.
Get in the hole! Hey, you gonna be okay this week after that crushing defeat?
I think I'll be fine.
Washington is in action. Coming up next, about a half hour from now, up the hill at Lamade Stadium against the team representing New England out of Maine. What do you got for a karaoke song?
I'll tell you what, karaoke, I can do. Don't Stop Believing. That's a good one, though.
Yes.
He did that at 3?
$75 in tips.
I'm all in.
It's a lot of double bubble at the concession stand at a Little League game. Eduardo Perez, Sebastian Salazar, Mike Monaco, our entire crew with you. Our producer, Scott Gustafson, director Dan McVan, and the excellent crew in the truck. Shamar Jacobus out of the cleanup spot leads off for Curaçao. His second AB. His favorite song, Buffalo Soldier.
All right. I can do a little reggae.
Nothing at 2 from Adrian Jankowski.
Well, Jankowski has continued to just be able to be effective early with the breaking pitch and then sneaking the fastball by the hitters.
That one by Jacobus.
That's where you do not do the Rudy Stein. That's where you just get out of the way.
On a heater?
Yeah. Up like that. Now it's time for the curveball. Does he go with it?
He does. Spins another and holsters the sword. 8th K. Little League stats are provided by Game Changer, the official scorekeeping and stats technology partner of Little League and the Little League World Series. Game Changer now offers free live streaming for regular season local youth games, plus automatic video highlight clips when you stream and score your games. Now Joshua Acosta. Switch hitter, and he's going to bat right-handed. Off the end of the bat to Justin Jang. 2 gone.
That was economical, and he needed that one on the 59th pitch. Able to get a quick out.
11-year-olds and 12-year-olds have a pitch limit of 85 pitches per day. You can finish an at-bat if it's ongoing when you hit 85. And then you need these days of rest corresponding to the threshold of pitches you throw in a day. At the 60 pitch mark now for Adrian. One out. Yanked, and it's 2-0 on Sean Cerveri.
Just a bit outside, right?
Love the words from Isaac Meehan behind the plate. Take your time, AJ. It's just you and me, bud. And everything sounds better in an Australian accent.
It really does. Have to be talkative. We've heard a lot of the Curaçao team be very vocal on defense.
3-1 on Cerveri.
Cerveri last time hit a nice shot over. Jacob Sawyer at third base ended up getting on a throwing error.
– 3-1. And the words of encouragement help out. Full count. AJ's heart rate hasn't elevated much today when he's dealt with runners aboard and deep counts. That just misses. Great take by Sean Cerveri. And it's a 2-out base runner for Curaçao and a tie ball game in the 4th.
Yeah, Cerveri both times getting on base. Working the count nicely. And
good. Here we go. Going all right? Outstanding, mate, so far. Yeah, good. Yeah? What we need? One more out, yeah? Don't worry about what he's going, mate. Do an outstanding job, mate. Right, keep it going. Brown ball, let's get us out of here. Yeah? Here we go.
Love it.
I love it. Isaac asks, is it going 85?
Still got 20 more.
Still got 20 more. Don't worry about it.
After the visit from the manager, Brad Abel, who, by the way, when they won to clinch their spot here, Brad thought they were in the 5th inning, not the 6th inning. looking back, he says, I'm not sure why I thought we had one more inning to play. So he wasn't quite ready for the celebration when it started.
That takes the pressure off the last inning, doesn't it?
Yeah. We are here in the fourth. We can confirm, and this is Nasir El Osais. Worked it full and walked. It's his first time in the second.
Okay.
2-0. El Osais on the ground at Jang. Stockdale there, and the inning is over. AJ working out of trouble to the fifth in a tie ball game. Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series presented by T-Mobile. Let's go down to Sebastian.
Thanks, Mike. We got Adrian Jankalowski dominating from the mound for Team Australia. Got his dad, Vasco, here with me. Vasco, I've been keeping my eye on you throughout the game. You look a bit of a nervous wreck. How are we doing?
I am, but I'm extremely proud of him and what he's done on the mound and his teammates as well. You know, it's a great contribution and they're doing well. And it's the whole team's dream to be out here at this facility, which is a beautiful facility. And it's a great tournament, and they really, really love it.
Where's there more tension for you, watching them pitch or watching them hit? Because we're going to get a chance to see him at the plate here in a little bit.
Oh, yeah, as a father, there's always, you know, you want the best for your kid, you know, his performance-wise, and it's always there. But it's the same. I just love him anyway.
Oh, we got a big moment here.
Ripped in the left.
Vasco's going to celebrate that.
That's it.
For Jaden Jang.
What a moment, what a moment. Vasco, how are we feeling? Big run there.
Great. The boys have come over the nervous tension and now starting to play ball like they know they can play. It's good to see them out there enjoying and running around. And that's what baseball's all about, isn't it?
Absolutely. Hey, let me ask you, just as a dad, like, you're wearing the Australia here. What does it mean for you to see your son representing your country on this stage?
It's a very, very proud moment. It's like every one of us here, you know. It's a joy, it's a goal. You know, they all strive for it. All the little boys and girls strive for it, and it's good to be a part of it as a parent. You know, words can't explain it.
I know. I've heard that from a lot of parents already here. Vasco, thanks so much for the time and continued good luck.
Thank you very much. You have a great day. It's a great tournament, and all the best to everyone and all the teams. I hope they play well and have the fun.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Back up to you.
I mean, just oozing positivity and a jolly demeanor for a 1-1 ball game, watching his son on the bump, who has pitched Australia into this position right now. 1-1 in the fifth, and then Jaden Jang, big brother to Justin Jang, who had a knock a couple of innings ago, hits a frozen rope to left field just out of the reach of Javery Felicia.
That's one of the hardest hit balls I've seen in this Little League tournament so far this year. Line drive, sinking line drive. Now you have a runner at third base, no outs, and this puts a lot of pressure on Team Curaçao. Let's see how they play it. Do they play infield in? Do they play the corners in, middle, back? All eyes on this man, on this kid now on the mound.
And they're going to the star, Jaitlin Wheel, who again, 10 2/3 innings here in Williamsport last year in just one hit. And he uncorks ball to one. Struck out 13 in those 10 2/3 last year as an 11-year-old. Facing Tomati Steely. Fouled back, and it's 1-1 with nobody out.
Infield will be playing in. Jalen's going to be looking for that strikeout.
With Dad watching, Steely. 2-1 the count. Wheel deals. and they went around. So it's 2-2 for Tamati Steely.
He elevates right there, gets to even the count now at 2. 4th pitch in.
Steely look at a 2-2. Heater for strike 3 calls. Oh, look at the intensity from Jadlin Wheel. You said he needed a K, and he got it.
He got it, and it's the intensity that he has, and you're absolutely right about that. The eyes say it all. He was thrown away. This time goes inside corner and gets the call. Beautifully placed pitch.
And now he's going to face Adrian Jankowski. Strike 1, another fastball. You heard Sebastian talking with Jadlin's father earlier. Zeno Everett has said the same thing about Jadlin Wheel, that he's in a league of his own right now. He's much more focused than he was last year. The baseball IQ is higher. He's everything the part of a captain, and he's ahead 0-2.
Just the eyes, the face, the intensity. The competitor in him is out.
Wheels 0-2. Struck him out at 71. Mean mug.
No need to break that down. The eyes say it all. Any language, any culture, that works.
And how about Jadlin Wheel reaching back for something extra? At 5'3", he's touching 71. Now he faces Hayden Salmon, who walked and scored Australia's only run, and he's ahead 2-0. Dad looks on. Wheel fires. 2-1 on Salmon. You said we would see a lot of different arms for Curaçao in this one. First it was Helmir Helmer, then Joshua Acosta, and now to face Salmon, Jadlin Wheel. 2-2. With a snarl. Jadlin Wheel is ready. Man at third. 2 outs in the 5th, the 2-2. What more can you say about this Australia offense, too, and the way they have battled in prolonged ABs?
How about Jadlin? He wanted the same ball. It's like, throw me the same ball. That's the one I want. That's the one that I have feel with.
And they gave it to him?
Why wouldn't they?
Wouldn't want to cross him. 2-2 again. Struck him out!
Wow!
And then he throws the same celebration right back at Australia.
Number 9 takes the mound. 1, 2, 3 with a runner at third base. Jadlin Wheel. Do it, son. Do it.
The excitement of the World Series can be downloaded in the new Little League World Series app. Fans can view schedules, they can watch highlights, and plan their experience using the official LLWS app. Download today for Apple and Android devices. Another great day weather-wise here in Williamsport. Fans have packed Volunteer Stadium for the first game of the day, with 3 more on tap. Been a good one. Curaçao on one side, Australia on the other. Folks watching back in Sydney, no doubt. Adrian Jankowski goes back to the bump for the bottom of the 5th. And he drops in strike 1 to Nathan Nahr, the Curaçao catcher. Squibber in front of home plate, and Meehan for the first out. Well, just getting started, like we said. Still to come. 3 more games, including the kids from Maine. Gray, Maine on one side up at Lamade Stadium against Seattle, Washington, representing the Northwest at 3 o'clock Eastern time. We had Smithfield, Rhode Island here as well. Connor Curtis, the star for them, 15 strikeouts yesterday. All right, so 1 out, Jaden Lorenz Marti. That's for the second time, the first baseman for Curaçao.
Curaçao's going to do whatever they can right now to get some of these runners, some of these hitters on base. Try to turn the lineup over. Remember, it being a continuous lineup, you end up having 12 hitters hit for Team Curaçao.
And this is the 9 spot out of 12. And you also want to monitor the pitch count. Jankowski at 73. Again, you get 85. His 3-0 is a 4-pitch walk, and Marti is on, so Curaçao does get a base runner. Got a walk last inning, got hit by a pitch in the 3rd, and aboard here in the 5th now.
Okay, so in the background you hear arriba del plato, which means get on top of the plate right here. Because last time, Double H, when he came up to the plate, ended up striking out on a lot of off-speed pitches. Did not make the adjustment, so he is on top of the plate right now.
The hands are just hovering over the edge. And they work him away to the back door with strike 1.
Not only is he on top, but he's out front as well. The back foot on the back part of the plate. You see it there. Great angle.
0-1. Away. A ball and a strike to Helmir Helmeyer. Hot shot, center field, base hit. 2 on for Curaçao.
The adjustment works. Gets the off-speed pitch, and he's able to hit it right back up the middle. And that could be all for Jankowski. Gets it before the break and is able to get a big base hit.
I wonder if they'll go to the shortstop, Bo Stockdale. And a round of applause, well deserved, for Adrian Jankowski.
Play out of here. Pretty easy? Yeah, we good? We good? No, you good? Here we go. Boys, rally around. Let's go.
What a job by AJ on the bump. His dad was watching with Sebi. He dealt.
Yeah, he dealt it under pressure with a lot of runners on base. He would go to that off-speed pitch, and it worked early on. He continued to spin it, and he continued to get swings and misses. He would throw it for strikes. He would throw it to get chases, and most importantly, he was emotional on the mound, and he kept his team in it.
So after 4 1/3, he departs. Brad Abel came out. He looked at his shortstop, Bo Stockdale. He said, "Sonny's." Took the sunglasses from atop his head and then said, "Just get a double play ball." That's it for Bo Stockdale, who in the semifinals of the region tournament in Australia, Stockdale threw a 4-inning perfect game.
Am I going to call this Sonny's now instead for the sunglasses? We're going to go Sonny's?
I kind of like it.
I'm so in. I'm so in. Get ready for it, Gus. So in.
Gus is ready. Our esteemed producer behind the scenes as Bo Stockdale comes on in a spot very similar to what Jalen Wheel just faced in the top half of this 5th inning. With traffic on, for Wheel it was a man at 3rd. For Stockdale, it's 1st and 2nd and 1 out. And he's going to try to exit this bind just like Wheel did for Curaçao.
Juan Cleto at the plate, also on top of the plate.
Strike 1.
I am so impressed with all these young kids where they come in a big big Little League World Series, and they're able to throw that strike one pitch on the first pitch with runners on.
And now a bunt to third, and Sawyer's throw. Hang on a sec. It's blown dead, and they'll say that the bunt went off of Juan Cleto Ferreras, down his shin, apparently, we think, while he was in the box.
Yeah, watch this right here. Hits him, and he is close, actually, to have that foot outside of the box and be called out for it if he wanted to, but as he moved up on the plate.
Sawyer had made the play, so still 2 on, 1 out, the 0-2, and a strikeout for Bo Stockdale. 2 gone.
Big breaking pitch, the first one we see from Stockdale. And it works. Starts away. Cleto just did not recognize it.
And now Stockdale faces Javery Felicia, who's got one of the 4 Curaçao hits and a fantastic catch in left field earlier on. Javery says that earlier this season he was striking out too much. And now what he changed is he says 3 things before a game. I can, I will, I must. I'm not striking out as much now. Ball at a strike to him.
Can you repeat those 3 so we can hear a lot of the major leaguers that are in the clubhouses right now say that to themselves?
I can, I will, I must. The self-confidence he instills in himself before games at age 11. Pops it up. Jang goes out. Salmon comes on, and it drops. Marty scores, and Curaçao leads.
The Sunnies, none on Yang, and he lost that ball right in the sun. As soon as it went up, he lost this ball. Perfectly placed. Looks up, and he just has no chance. Ends up going straight into his eyes and did not know how to get away from it.
So as a teaching moment, how do you handle that? Like right field at Fenway Park in a day game. You're looking up into the sun. You're staring at it. What do you do?
It's all about the angles. And that's one thing you have to learn. You have to communicate with your first baseman, your outfielder as well, if the ball's hit there. But because he did not have, get ready for this, the Sunnies, it was hard for him to make the adjustment.
And that's a really hard play to make, even if you can see it perfectly. Going out on that, dropping it in between and right. Well placed indeed, like you said, by Javery Felicia.
And for all you coaches out there, all you have to do is look at the player's shadows, and it'll tell you exactly who's going to struggle with what ball at what angle. And if you're looking at this case of Justin Yang and seeing that where his shadow is, you know that it's going to bother him on anything that's hit to his left, up in the air.
1-2 the count. Runner takes off for second, and Felicia moves into scoring position with the count 1-2 on Alexander Provacia. Because of the direction of a shadow?
Because of the direction of the shadow, you know exactly where the defense is going to struggle with the ball hit at them.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Stockdale keeps this a 1-run game and leaves 2 in scoring position, but Curaçao now leads. The Little League Baseball World Series on ESPN is presented by T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network. Summer in South Williamsport and 3 more games on day 2 here at the Little League Baseball World Series. About 9 minutes from now, we'll have first pitch between Washington and Maine, Chinese Taipei and Canada, and Ohio, California still to come. We have had 5 excellent baseball games, and we go to the 6th. And Jadlin Wheel, after he struck out 3 straight with a man at third after coming on in relief, will try to finish it for Curaçao, now up a run. He faces Justin Jang, who was supposed to be due up second this inning. Harry Goodwin is unavailable. He has been removed from the lineup due to injury. So the way it works now with the new continuous batting order, where everyone on the roster hits before the lineup turns over this year, when there's an injury, you just go to the next spot in the lineup. And so that's Jang. And then it goes back to the top and the leadoff man, Zach Martin, next. A little dribbler that stays foul, and it's 0-2 on Jang.
All right, I might have to just give. Oh man, I might have just have to give Justin a nickname here. I might have to call him Little Petey for Dustin Pedroia because he reminds me so much of him. He hasn't swung and missed yet. Every swing that he's done, it's been a foul ball. He's put the ball in play, contact, defensively, gamer.
Time. Wheel stepped off, and Lil Petey threw up the time. He's ultra composed in the box. Had a hit earlier. Takes outside. Some call him K-pop. We now call him Petey, and he's facing this guy, Curaçao star Jadlyn Wheel.
And that is a major compliment.
Will it be a laser show here for Jang? Strike 3 called. Wheel drops one in. A stare down, a snarl. He's fanned all 4 he's faced.
Experience. This is what you get when you have Jadlyn Wheel on the mound. Last year it was 10 2/3 innings of work, 13 strikeouts, 2 walks, only allowed 1 hit, 1 run.
First pitch is ball 1 to the leadoff man, Zach Martin, who's been on both times. He has walked and had an infield single his last time back in the 3rd. Now a line shot into center, but it's right at Acosta. 2 down. We started this broadcast telling you about Curaçao and how this one Little League, Pabao Little League, has been here and won more games than any Little League in the world. And they played a lot of close games last year. And they are entrenched in another right now. It's up to Tom Hayhow, who walked his first time and then had a sharp line out to left his second time. And a deep breath for Tommy. Wheels 1-0. On the ground, left side. Tough play, Jacobus, and Hayhow's on.
Jacobus a little frustrated right there as he ran into Nasir at third base. As he was going after the ball as well. I don't think he was going to have a chance to get him. Nicely played right there, but the speed, Mayhow going down the line, might not have been enough for Jacobus. Tying run now at first.
For the big bat in the 3-hole as well, Bo Stockdale. 0 for 2 so far. Strike 1 at 70 miles an hour. Curaçao, the runners-up last year. Jadlyn Wheel was here, one of the stars of that. And now he drops in a breaking ball for strike 2.
Jaden trying to land the plane.
0-2, and he quick pitches and gets strike 3 called. Sped him up and finished it off. Dad loves it. Curaçao wins it. 2-1, and they are off and running in a return to Williamsport. Coming up next, it's Washington and Made up at Lomity. For Eddie and Sebi, I'm Mike. Let's send you to Carl Ravitch, Todd Frazier, and Julie Foudy.